Hi, my name is Rocky, and this is going to be my tutorial for the We Love Katamari no boost routes for the 50 items just right and sweets or gingerbread house level. It's called either one. Um, since these three levels are all pretty short and pretty simple, I figured I might as well just put them all in one video. It's going to be about the same length, or maybe even shorter than my school ALAP video, which was my first tutorial. If you want to, please check that out. And in that video, I said that I was the world record holder for the no boost roll at the sun category. That was true at the time, but as of a couple days ago, Gameit has beaten my record. So he has the world record now, but I am currently working on stealing it back. And these tutorials are helping me along the way, so they help me. I hope they help you as well. We are going to start with the excited baby level, which is this guy right here. This is the 50 items. The goal of this level in casual play is to make the Katamari as large as you can, but you can only roll up 50 items. As soon as you roll up that 50th item, the level is over, and then, you go to the result screen and blah, blah, blah. It's just the same as any other level that ends. But in a speedrun, obviously we don't care about size, we just want speed, so we just roll up that 50th item as fast as possible. This level has 3 spawns, 2 of them are really good, one of them is not so great, but you know what, we will see all 3 of them. I'm going to show you all 3 of these levels, or all 3 of these spawns of course, like I did last time. So, I will see you at the first spawn. Okay, so this spawn is really good. This is my favorite spawn. Um, this spawn has a little bit of nuance to it. There's a tiny bit of luck involved, but I'll get there when I get there. So again, the goal of this level is to just roll 50 items as fast as possible. So what we do is we start with these peacocks, these guys, these, and these. That already gets you to 9 items. That's a little movement. You might have to practice a little bit, but I like getting all of them. Then you go here, get the lamp and the 2 benches. This lamp, these 2 benches, horses, lamp, and all your sheep. You're already at 27 items. So then you just keep going forward, get the cows, and the fence, and this farm zone, this little sign. You go here. Don't get that eagle. That eagle, by the way, the flying bird, that is luck dependent. That's not always there. Don't worry about getting that. But anyway, get this thing, all the bears, and then you see that red vending machine right there, that red vending machine. Check out what happens when I roll this up. I didn't just get a vending machine. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cans of green tea. You can get anywhere from 0 to 5 soda or drink cans when you roll up this vending machine. Sometimes you only get the vending machine and nothing else, is whatever, it happens. But sometimes you get 5, and as you can see, I'm already at 48 items just from rolling up basically 1 item. So you'll also get this wastebasket, recycling bin, and the lamp that are right there, and then you can end it on these people. Now, sometimes that doesn't always happen, and I'll go back and I'll show you what happens if you don't get any of those cans, but it's not too big of a deal. See those logs back there? It doesn't really waste too much time if you do that. But I really, really like that route, and in fact, I just discovered it yesterday as I was getting screenshots for the thumbnail of this video. I didn't realize that the vending machine gave you so much stuff, so I really like this. It's brand new, and I think it's really, really fast, maybe even faster than any of the other spawns. But I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to show you what happens if you do not get any drink cans when you get the vending machine. Alright, so I'm back. I'll show you what this looks like smooth in one motion now, since I'm just going through the vending machine. It just kind of goes like this. I did get the sodas, but you know what? It's good to see what it looks like going smooth. If you don't get any sodas, you can do like I did, or if you're still missing an item, just go. There's logs, there's a unicorn, there's a deer. Just go in this kind of mountain area, and there's a ton of items that you can roll up. It's a really nice backup. And as you could tell, that was really quick. So I'm going to show you the next spawn next. Alright, so this spawn I think is the next best spawn. Jeez, if I could talk. There are a ton of items, as you can see. Normally, see the tufts of grass? Those are frustrating as hell when you're playing casually and you're trying to get really big because it's a wasted item and they're so easy to accidentally roll up. Here, though, they're really great. So you're going to immediately go to the right, get the grass, get the ballerinas, go into the zebras, look at all that grass. We're already at 30 items. Then once you get all this grass and the zebras, actually don't worry about getting all the grass. If you miss like one, that's okay. But you're gonna go turn around, go forward, get this grass, cows, into the corner for this grass is tall grass, then into the rhino. There's just a bunch of grass around the rhino. If you if you missed a few grasses and you need some size, there's some grass you can barely see it just to the right of Shikao, or you could go forward to get those guys with the buckets. Um, but honestly, there's not really too much to this route. I think this one is pretty easy to learn. Just a little bit dependent on your your size and your grass luck. Just try and maneuver your zebras on your Katamari as good as possible so you can get the grass. But this one's not too bad, and I'm going to show it to you one more time in kind of a smoother motion. Alright, so we go like this. Ballerinas. I missed a ballerina. You know what? That's okay. If you miss a ballerina, that is no big deal, or miss a grass, like I said. Over here, these grasses, grass, and then you can go over here to get this grass to finish. Very, very quick. Unfortunately, those flamingos, not the flamingos that are flying overhead, but the flamingos next to the rhino that fly away. Because you're doing no boost, you can't get those. You can get them in boost, but not in no boost, unfortunately. But it's still not too bad. Anyway, this level has one more spawn, and I will be right back. This is the worst spawn. A few runners actually will reset on this spawn. I think it's sometimes worth it, sometimes not worth it, just depending on where you are in the run. But I will show you that spawn as well. Okay, so this spawn. This is, like I said, it's the worst one. Some people reset. I personally don't always reset, but it's, so what you're going to do is you're actually going to go to the right, get some polar bears, swimming guy if you're lucky, tires, I can only get one, bushes, these guys, the stairs, this stuff, people, bushes, grass, people, I missed them, bushes, ducks, grass. It's like, as you can see, this is already much slower and much more independent, which is why sometimes people restart. But like I said, I personally don't always like to restart on this one. I don't know, it just depends. Like, if I'm behind, I won't restart because I want to lose time. If I'm ahead, I might restart. It just depends on the run. But I'm going to show you that one more time in one smoother motion. Alright, here we are again. Sometimes you'll get 2 tires, or maybe even 3. Most of the time you'll get 3. And it is a-okay if you miss a couple items. Like I very clearly am. Yeah, so this level's not, spawn is not like super slow. It's not super duper slow. It's just like a few seconds slower if you do it well than the other ones. The other ones are just a tiny bit faster, but this one's definitely the hardest and the most luck dependent with where NPCs are, where they're walking around. So again, if you want to reset on this, that's on you. But if not, that's also on you. It's up to you. I just figured I would show a quick little route for it, just in case you ever get this run, or this spawn in a run, and you're like, oh, what do I do? Because everyone else resets. Now you have this option. So, I'm going to cut here for a sec, and I will be back in the just right level. Alright, so this next level is Just Right, or the Just Right Girl level. There are 3 versions. There's a small, medium, and a large version. However, in RTA, you will only do the small version, so that's what I'm going to show you here. So this level is another gimmick level. It's kind of like the Make the North Star level in the first Katamari Damacy, if you're familiar with that, where you don't know your size, and you have a target size that you have to get to and try and get as close as you can to that size. And this level actually has a unique way of exiting the level, and I will also go over that. This one has 3 spawns. One's the best, one's okay, acceptable. The other one is, I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, at least, not good. Like, you want to reset on that spawn. Technically, you can work with it, but it's just so much slower. So, anyway, I'll show you those spawns. Small, perfect, and let's go. You won't have to select that in the run, by the way. It'll just kind of automatically go to the right one. Okay, one thing you'll need to know really quick in this level is that you cannot roll until the king is done talking. So you'll have to press the start button in order to roll. I just wanted to do that before I got to these spawns real quick. So, I'll be back. Okay, this is the best spawn. This right here is the best spawn, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to roll right away. Because see that train? That train is coming, and if you're slow, you're going to get hit by the train, or you're going to get blocked, and you're going to have to wait for it to pass. So this is the best spawn. What you're going to do is immediately skip the king text so you can start rolling, and then get these caramels. See, I just barely avoided getting hit by the train. So now get all the stuff on this plate, all these candies, get some crayons, you don't have to get all of them, strawberries, and then the erasers, and then boom, you're done. So, here's how to exit this level. If you pause the game and go to the select plaza like you do in every other level, your progress is not saved, and you will exit the level without the results screen and without actually completing the level. It doesn't matter if you're large enough to actually, stop. You cannot do this. If you do this, you will have to redo the level. So instead, you have to press X or whatever button it's bound to on your controller or your keyboard. You want to stop here and press yes, and then you'll be able to exit the level. And you actually don't have a choice to redo it, apparently, so I'm going to have to re-enter this level, and I'll see you at the next spawn. Alright, for this spawn, this is the second best spawn in my opinion. You start on top of these cans. Sometimes it can be a little bit awkward to roll off the cans, like the geometry makes it a little awkward, so sometimes you'll get stuck a little bit. Sometimes when you actually fly off the cans, you'll go at an awkward angle. But just get off the cans, get as many of these candies, you don't have to get all of them, just get as many of them as you land on, basically, and go forward. Get a few chocolates, these caramels, and then it's basically the same. Cookies, candies, crayons, whatever spawns on here, and then erasers, you're done. Again, not too bad. One thing I will say, strawberries have spawned on here the last 2 times, but there are 2 other things that you can spawn. If you get the strawberries or the takoyakis, which are the little octopus balls, you have to get them all, or most of them, and then get the erasers. However, there is one more object that I will show you that can spawn there, and if you get that, you don't have to get the erasers. I'll be right back to show you that. So as you can see, if you get the takoyakis, even if you get them all, you're not big enough. So it's really annoying if you hit the button before you're big enough, because the king talks for forever and it takes a while to actually hit the button. You need the erasers. So make sure you are big enough before you hit the stop here, submit it button. Okay, as you can see here, I got cherries. I kind of messed up the beginning. I bonked on a lot of stuff and I didn't get any of the candies. That's okay. So these cherries are the largest of the 3 items that can spawn on that tray. So you will have to get like a few more crayons than usual in order to get them. compared to the strawberries or the takoyakis, but check this out. Once you're big enough to get them, you get all of the cherries, and you're large enough to stop. So if you get these cherries, you do not have to get the erasers. So that saves a little bit of time, in my opinion. Well, it might actually be about the same because you have to get a few extra things to get the cherries in the first place, but it feels nice to end there. But just a warning, those cherries are slightly larger. And now I'm going to come back and show you the spawn that is not as good. Alright, so this is the spawn that is not as good. You're way far away from everything. There's nothing good here. So most people, including me, I would usually reset if I got this spawn. But if you really wanted to not reset, I will show you what you can do. Get over here, get these acorns, get all the puzzle pieces. And then when you drop down, as you can see, you're way over here. So like, you have to traverse all the way to get these candies and these cookies. And then from there, it's pretty much the same, but you can see how much slower it is. So, I personally would recommend usually restarting on that spawn, but if you, like I said, I'm just trying to give you options. If you really don't want to reset and get this spawn, then you can try that. You might lose some time, but that's okay. Anyway, that was the 50 items level. I'm going to come back. I don't know why I'm going all the way over here, but when I am back, I'm going to show you the gingerbread house / sweets level. Not big enough for that eraser. Still not. Anyway, see ya. So, Hansel and Gretel, this is the gingerbread house level. This level is pretty simple. You roll down a hill, you get a bunch of candy and cookies and sweets, and you roll back up the hill, and your goal in this level is not to get to a specific size or even a specific amount of sweets. It's actually to roll up the two fans, Hansel and Gretel, at the top of the hill. The goal size for this level is 1 meter 30. 1 meter 30 centimeters, that is how big you need to roll up Hansel and Gretel. So I will show you how it's done. Thankfully, this level only has one spawn. It's one of the few levels in the game that only has one spawn. Well, not few, but you know, it's really nice when that happens. But just like the Just Right level, you cannot roll forward until the King's Dialogue is finished, so just press start as fast as possible, go down the hill. Get as many of these flowers as you can on the way down, but don't like try and get out of your way. And you see how I like swerved a little bit to get all these big chocolate pies that were on the floor? Yeah, that's a technique that takes a little bit of practice. If you don't get all of them, that is perfectly fine. So now you'll enter the house, and you'll kind of want to slow down, because you don't want to go too far, you don't want to go crazy. And then you'll just follow the edge of the house getting off the things. See these striped holes, the pink and green striped holes? You will bonk off those, so try and avoid those as much as possible. And as you can see, the camera is not always great in this level. You're always obscured, so sometimes it can be easy to get a little bit disoriented in this level. So just try and make sure you know where you are. Okay? What you'll do is you'll just kind of I'm massive here, by the way, because I'm slowing down, but you'll go along the edge, you'll get the edge of the house. This witch is not a big problem. And then once you're big enough, you'll start making your way back up. And you'll roll up these two cousins. They're not cousins, they're fans. Just roll up the two fans. What I like to do is I like to kind of aim my Katamari in the direct middle, so you roll both of them at the same time, just like that. This level's pretty easy, there's not much to it, but I will show you one little smooth run, and I'll also explain something that can speed this level up just a little bit. So this is what this level looks like without a bunch of stopping. Again, go down the hill, get a bunch of flowers, But slow down, go to the left a little bit, and now you will just go along as much of this stuff as you can. Now, I'm starting to go up the hill. I wasn't 1 meter 31 yet. Well, I am now, but there are a bunch of stars and stuff. So if you're like 1 meter 27.5 or something like that, it's good to start going up the hill because you can get some things on the hill and on the way back up. So that saves a tiny bit of time, and you'll reach 1 meter 30. I might as well just show that one more time because it's so quick. But yeah, this level is definitely one of the easiest levels. It's also surprisingly easy for things to go wrong in this level, I have recently figured out. So just, practice this level a little bit. It doesn't require too much practice, but it's. See, I'm 125. Am I big enough? I might not be big enough here. Yep, so you want to be bigger than 125 for sure. Let's see how I had to go back down. Okay, you know what? One more time. I'll just show this level over and over until we get it right. This level is not a level that ever loses like a lot of time, by the way. Even if you mess up like I did there, it's not too much time. Like this level is very simple and very short. See, I'm 127. I'll get these stars. Get some flowers on the way up. Get these stars, and look, that's how you do it. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty much it for this level. Like I said, very short, very simple. Just practice it a little bit. Make sure that you are slowing down at the edge of the hill so you don't go flying through the house and all the way to the back of the level. That's not something you want to do. But, yeah, so these 3 levels are, in my opinion, some of the easiest to learn. There is a little bit of nuance to each of them. Of course, you will learn that as you practice them more, as you get better at the game. But I hope that this tutorial helped you, and I'm definitely going to make even more. And I will see you next time. Bye.